from your Weather Authority meteorologist Ron Rhodes.
First 8 days of September, 190 plus temperature. Next 8 days, 7 90-degree temperatures. And yesterday, the capper, 96 degrees. I think we're going to make it 8 of 9, unfortunately, with a 90-degree high later today. But at least it won't be 96 like it was yesterday. So, yeah, the heat is definitely on. And it's kind of a late summer heat. It really wasn't too bad for most of summer as far as all the 90s. Oh, we did have a stretch, though, in July. The middle of July, it was pretty tough because we had 90s and excessive humidity. We've got humid conditions, but nothing excessive. Let's take a look at a few tower cams before we get going. First, our IMART camera there downtown Evansville on Fifth Third Bank. And we're looking out toward the west side of town as we get a gander at the Vectren building, also Tropicana on the west side of town and the bend in the Ohio. This is downtown Owensboro, where we had the fountains going off a few minutes ago. And we're looking out toward the east. Got a few clouds out there. Cumulus clouds, fair weather cumulus clouds. Not expecting any rain. There's nothing fair weather about this. If you're caught in that traffic backup, wow. Extending into Warwick County. If you're trying to get into Evansville, you may want to take another route going on the Lloyd, because it is going to be a problem. Now, they're down one lane, but it looks like they're down 2 lanes, doesn't it? It's definitely backed up, and we've got a hazy blue sky out there. 84 degrees, dew point 66. So, I mean, the dew point doesn't sound too terrible, but once we get up around 90, we're still going to have a feels-like temperature in the mid-90s with an northeast wind at around 5, and that's pretty much where the wind's going to be. It's going to be from the north and northeast at around 5 miles an hour throughout the day, so not much help from the wind either. 83 degrees in Jasper. It is 84 in Santa Claus, 85 in Owensboro, 86 in Calhoun, 87 in Dixon, 88 degrees in Madisonville. That's as warm as it gets. Now, it is 82, though, in Fairfield, so looking a little bit better up to the north. We will have warmer temperatures down to the south, really mid to upper 80s, north of 64, but then right along the river, it's going to be right around 90, low 90s is what we're expecting for high temperatures later today around Madisonville and Greenville and Calhoun. The heat index already in the 90s in Madisonville, feels like 91, feels like 90 in Dixon. Elsewhere, mainly in the upper 80s. On the comfort meter, where does that 66-degree dew point stack up? Boom, right there in the humid range, but at least it's not very humid or steamy. As we take a look at Storm Tracker, yesterday afternoon, we did have a few showers popping up and a few thunder showers. You might have been lucky enough to get one. I was not, but I have seen some puddles out there, something I haven't seen in a long time, with this at 0.01 inches of rain out there for the month of September. The interesting thing is, though, even though we basically just had a trace of rain for September, we're still running a surplus rainfall-wise for the year of better than a foot. In fact, better than 13 inches. So, I mean, the water table's probably not too bad out there where you are just because of that. Clouds, plenty of those up to the north of us around Indianapolis, Peoria, upstate Illinois, and Indiana. Not bringing any rain, though. If you're traveling to Indy, it shouldn't be an issue out there. Well, it's now Category 2. This is Hurricane Humberto. It is pulling away from the U.S. coast, so we're not too worried about that, although the outer band's kind of brushing the outer banks of North Carolina. It's going to continue to strengthen, though, to a Category 3 as it continues to push to the east and to the northeast and away from land. So should not be a threat to anything as it continues to strengthen to a Cat 3. It looks like tomorrow it should be hitting that. Well, actually, the latest forecast shows it remaining as a Cat 2, just a shade under Category 3, as its 110-mile-per-hour winds will show tomorrow. There is going to be, it looks like, another hurricane that's going to be developing, though, down in the Caribbean and working its way toward the Lesser Antilles coming up this weekend. We'll keep our eyes on that. That would be on Imelda if it's a named storm. Anyway, first things first, back here in the tri-state, a mix of sun and clouds out there. Really not much to talk about today or tomorrow. We are going to be staying dry, it looks like, until the weekend, but a good chance of rain, though, late in the weekend. High today, upper 80s to low 90s, north to south, pretty much across the tri-state. And we're going to be seeing winds from the north-northeast at around 5. Hot and humid, I reckon, but not quite as hot and not quite as humid as what we had yesterday. Staying in the low 90s over the next 3 days. Over the weekend, though, look at this, Stacy. Windy. I mean, we're going to have a wind that's going to be kicking in there.
And then 50% chance of rain.
A very good chance of rain. Here's a very good chance of a good-looking sunset from Newburgh last night.
We've been getting a lot of these this week because we've had those mid to high level clouds out there. Those
that makes all the
nice.
difference. Yeah, you get those breaks out there. And
good job, Brittany.
Brittany Bond, and of course, reflecting off the water always enhances it.
Yeah, I love those pinks.
Yeah, very good.
Thank you, Ron.
Had a lot of good ones
All right, we've got Mesker Park Zoo here, and they're going to talk about a couple of their big fall events coming up, one happening this Saturday. So we'll be right back with more local lifestyles right after this.